I welcome you again on this channel. If you like it, you can subscribe, a thumbs up, and you can share. We are still on the cardinal roles of the cardinal challenges of a university student. And this is the third episode. The first was on transition from high school, college school to university. And we took you through the challenges of academic stress. And I want to assure you today, this one is a dossier, man. Every person, this is a good one. Stick there and please make sure we go through it and you pick up something. At the end of it all, I'll be giving you a few hints of how you can go about this particular one. And the cardinal challenge 3 is finances on a university. All students in the university will always want to have money. And they find all possible ways to have the money. Like the saying goes, money is the blood life, and it streams through to make life better. But you see, when a student comes from high school and they're coming here, they are coming from a place where they give them very little money for upkeep, and come at the university where they're going to give them somehow bigger money to make them survive for a semester. Those are semester we're talking about 4 months, and they are going to be on their own. Well, for the experience I have in the 12 years in different institutions, I want to tell you, for the first semester, students spend all the money they have in the first 1 week, and they are as dry as possible in the next 3 weeks. And they have a problem. They cannot go back to their parents to say, we don't have the money. It is very difficult, but it's a hard way to learn. So when they go through this, it gives them time to rethink through how they are going to go through in the next month. It is a big challenge because it stresses them. I want to tell you, students could come in my office and say, Mr. Counselor, sir, I have spent almost 4 days without having a meal. How are you surviving? I am moving from a friend to a friend. And that only poses a lot of challenges. So you need to know that it is a very big challenge, and please come prepared to know how to manage your finances. And this one is only going to tell us what challenges will be through finance, and towards the end of it all, we shall tell you how to manage a little bit of the finance. One of the financial issues is tuition fees. I want to tell you, in the world today, every degree is very expensive in the whole world, and parents are struggling to pay for these degrees. But it's not all about tuition fees, as I've said. In this, there are other many charges that come with. I want to tell you, you have to pay tuition fees to a certain percentage. Some universities ask 50% at the beginning, and they give deadlines. 70% maybe in the second or third month, and by towards the end of the 4th month, you should have paid 100% to access exams. All those come with stress. Some parents may not have the money to pay as the university demands. Now that again brings in other charges. There are charges we call surcharges. You'll pay things like late registration because you did not make it to the deadline. You'll pay things to do with late clearance in other universities. And if you don't pay them, you're bound to miss exams. And then if you miss exams, you'll have to pay retake fees because you did not do exams. So the pressure of payment according to finances is so big. And then remember, when you come in the university, you're supposed to be socializing with people Because remember, in this university, you are building a human capital that you're going to stay with for the next 30, 40 years. So you must be socializing in different aspects. This also comes with financial expenses. You'll have to pay some association fees, some money in the debating club if you enjoy debating. If you're doing engineering, you'll see the Students Engineering Association. You have to pay culture fees from your culture association, and then you have to pay for research. Okay, there are these things that you'll do with photocopying. You want to go for some tour, if you are going to go for a practical somewhere, all this call for money. So, and the biggest problem is most of them have deadlines. And the challenge is not only for you, the student. Remember, there are students who can be able to get money from parents, but there are parents who are selling property, family property, for these students to come and study. So you'll get to realize they have sold 4, 5 animals, the cattle is gone, probably some agricultural produce is gone, and then you come back in your hostel and say, oh my God, they are selling all this because of me. So it puts a lot of pressure on you to work hard, you're tensed up. So this one is a monster in the university, and I implore every student that as you come in the university, you need to know how to manage the finances. Then point number 2, personal finances. Now this one is not mandatory by the university, but it is your own. Now this is what makes us know you as a grown-up person. Most students spend a lot of money on their rent. They want to put a life that they come from a very good family. They go and rent one of the most expensive rooms, and they want to stuff it with everything. I used to share with the students, and I came up to believe that all boys, all young men have this niche of, I want to have a screen, and they want big screens. They are tempted to use every mode to exploit every person around, tell lies to their parents, create situations to the parents so that they have screens. But I mean, for me, I would think you came to look for academics. You need a university degree. Start off with a hostel. But the students tell you the hostel is crowded, so they always want to have independence. And this makes their life hard. And the biggest monster in a university that is failing most of the students is food. Because they've been getting food from school, one type of food, or with their dietary schedule, they have come out here, they want to eat chips and chicken all the time. They want to show their girlfriend they have money, they spend on them, they go out there, and they are eating expensive food. Then it reaches a time that even getting 1,000 is a problem. And you know, and a hungry mind will never concentrate. So this finance has a lot of implication on your academic stress, like we talked in the last video. I want to implore you that if you missed the first video, the first and second videos, you could still get back to this channel and look through them. It will give you a glimpse of how we are moving. And then there is money we spend on transport, because they are living in a life where they want to impress people, even a position where a distance where they can move. They always have to jump on a border. In Nigeria they call them Okada, some tukutuku somewhere. Maybe they want to use a cab, and this becomes very difficult, and it is very expensive. Now there is another monster of photocopying. This time the lecturer does not want handwritten work. You have to photocopy, you have to print, and you're printing and people are charging you heavily because of printing. So all these put a lot of stress on your finances, and if you don't have the money, things seem to be very difficult. But hey, look, go with me through. At the end of it all, we have some ways of helping you to go through even when you have little finances. Now the other one is the presentation. This affects mostly the girls, okay, but the boys also have their own. You know, you come in a university and then you're seeing some girls from well-to-do family changing dresses each and every day, changing hairstyles every day. They're doing a lot of makeup, very expensive makeup. Hey, you, my sister, please don't be drilled into this. I always tell you, please live the means that you have. If you want to live in a very stable environment in the university, please look back home where you're coming from. Is your dad as able as the one you want to look like? You can still be beautiful the way you are if you don't go in and spend all this. So don't be bogged into thinking you are only going to be trending if you're getting to dress expensively, you're making up expensively. Boys, I know, they do a lot of phones. There are people who are holding phones for a week and they're just trading it. So they will come and sell to you an expensive phone that will even make your parent think you gave up school. So live in your means. Get the smallest phone for as long as it is giving you the best service that you want. Don't be tempted to be pushed by what the community looks and says about you. Another big thing that most people don't talk about is health. You know you are bound to get health issues. And you know, health body, health mind will be an active student. So please, these ones you must. And don't wait for the disease to become a problem. Every time you don't feel good, go to the hospital, let them check you. In that way, it will be cheaper. But I know boys and men alike, we don't want to go into hospitals. So we always want to wait, and then we are too sick, and then it becomes very expensive. But remember, you're not working, you're just a student. So be careful that your personal finances don't make you crazy. I always use a counseling statement. Please don't be a slave to money when you're in a university. Money is just there to facilitate your life in the university. And then this personal finance leads me to the third point, which is addictions. You know, when many people talk about addictions, people jump onto drugs. Yes, that will come in, but we have addictions that of late are taking on our students right from home, and when they come to the university with the freedom they have, it becomes worse. For the boys or the young men, betting has become a big addiction. I have seen more than 5 to 10 students in my experience who have lost courses because of betting. They bet their tuition out. And you know, it is so enticing that they first take a quarter of the tuition they bet and they get 100%. And they're very excited. And then the next time they come, they want to bet the whole tuition to get 1,000%. And off they lose it all. Sometimes they lose years. Those who are candid enough, they tell the parents, but there are those who just lose touch with the family because of betting. It's a very big addiction, and I tell you, if you come in and you're coming in with betting, it becomes very difficult. Now, there are some costs that we don't see as big, yet they are very, very big. Costs like data. Dear parent out there, the student who is watching me or the student joining university, I tell you, every student in the university can forfeit food to buy data. Why? Because the only interaction they have now is data and online, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and they have put their life to a family where they create impression. The student is very hungry, but they are smiling and they are taking a picture. I am here in a restaurant. And then another student will check and think that is the truth. But the costs of data of 10 to 20,000 or 5,000 or 2,000 every day is a very big thing. And then, of course, because of all this, you're paying surcharge, you're not doing well, you want to impress the world, you land in a bad group where you'll have drug addiction. That one is so bad because it becomes part of your fuel and eventually you lose it all. Now, as a counselor, I'll talk about an addiction that most people don't want to talk about, and this is sex. Very many students have put their tuition online because they want to have sex. Both boys and girls alike. I had an episode of a female student who loved the boy so much, and they conned her by saying, we can invest your tuition and by the end of the semester we shall have paid. And the semester came and the boy said, I have never been with you. This girl came to me and she was losing weight as though she was sick. And the whole thing was, I love him. Yes, when we have the sex life, he's the best. I didn't even know he would betray me like this. But the tuition was gone. The boys, if they don't even have the time to get the girls, they have gone on streets to buy prostitutes. I know you don't want to talk about it, but it happens in universities. And this sex addiction takes a lot of finances from the students. They'll lie every student everywhere, every parent, that they want money, but because of this. Now, what are the implications? There are many implications here. You are bound to kill the dream. And not only your dream, by the way, but you're also killing the dream of the family. Remember, your parent has sold the cattle, they have sold the land, they have sold the produce to make you the person they want you to be. But because of addictions and the rest of the things, because of the extravagance, because of lack of personal finance etiquettes, you've lost the course. Or the course of 5 years, you're doing it for 7 years. You're killing the dream. Some people even go to the list of committing suicide because they've gone through a lot, they have nowhere to go. The drugs are very expensive, they don't have money, the sex life is no longer there because girls or boys have got to know she's in there for sex. They commit suicide. So apart from just losing the dream of academics, people lose life. You've had a lot of suicides in universities, a lot of them. Some of them are coming because of these pressures, and they come with depression, they come with stress. So now, this is the best that I now give you as the best episode of solutions. When you are at the university, I always implore students, when you come in the university, explore all avenues of financial literacy. My brother and sister, get to the bank, open up a bank account, please, because after university you'll be a responsible person. Get to know how banks work, okay? Most importantly, please live within your means. Don't live like that super rich daughter of a rich person, that average son of big monies. Live within your means. Know your background and know your dream. Concentrate on academics and live in your means. And then, for me, you can avoid some of the costs by just engaging in co-curricular activities. You know, most expenditure is between after class and the night before sleeping. Most of them. Go to the field, play somewhere. Before you know it, you'll be tired and you'll be home. You'll have saved the money that would be taken for booze the money that will be taken for betting, and then you live in a life. I assure you, if you are the parent, try as much as possible to follow up on your life, on the life of your child in a university. Pass through, come around, talk to the counselors in the university. Please, they'll always help you to follow up on the child. And I assure you, if you get these ones right, and you live within your means, and you use the little you have to achieve the efficiency that you would get out of it, you'll be one of the best students, and you'll be one of the next best academic counselors in the world. And you remember to say, that was a good one. This channel is here to teach you how to live in a university. Please like it, thumbs up, and share. You will be helped.